Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. If you're feeling charitable, please smash the subscribe button and the like button and follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Saturday's edition of the DCEU Daily. Now, I want to pick up from where I left off yesterday with Ava DuVernay, because I know that yesterday's video didn't go down well with a certain amount of people. And I like to make myself really understood in life. My issue with Ava DuVernay isn't her cultural background, the colour of her skin, or her gender. And neither should you support a creative or a director just because they have the same background as you. If she was a Greek Cypriot like me, I would have said exactly the same thing. Let me ask you a very important question here. Do you believe that Ava DuVernay is one of in the top 20 best writer-directors in the entertainment industry right now? Think carefully. No. Right? If you're a New Gods fan, when you heard they were doing this film, did you think, oh, I know, Ava DuVernay, she'll make an awesome, epic New Gods film? No. That is my point. She is not the right person for this job. It's as simple as that. We should want the right person for the job. Simple as that. It should never be about anything else. Thank you very much. I've clarified my position. I hope there will be no more misunderstandings between us. Right. Now, today I'm going to start a series of conversations about the heroes of the DCEU. Now, today I'm going to compare Wonder Woman with Superman, but mainly we're talking about Wonder Woman and her arc, because I find this very interesting, comparing Wonder Woman, aka Diana, with Superman, Kal-El, the last son of Krypton, right? And it's important to understand that Superman is sent from his planet as a baby. He has no choice in this. His home is destroyed because of nothing to do with him. He has no choice in the direction his destiny is going, because if there's no explosion, he stays on Krypton with no powers. Maybe he could have been the hero of Krypton just using his fortitude, his heart and bravery, but we'll never know. But by him being sent to Smallville, Kansas, and to be brought up by Martha and Jonathan Kent, he's brought up by these two very pure-hearted people. And they're a big reason why he becomes this hero. But in terms of Diana, aka Wonder Woman, she makes a choice. She makes a proper informed choice where she meets Steve Trevor. He tells her about what's going on, and she says, either I can sit here on my backside, safe and protected, or I can go out there and make a difference. And I think that's very important when comparing Wonder Woman to Superman, where she's actually making an informed decision. These are decisions we get to make every day of our lives. There's people out there that just sit on their backsides and sit in judgment of everyone else, but don't do anything. They're not proactive. They're inactive, right? And there's those people in life who get up, who maybe want to be singers, actors, directors, doctors, nurses. They do the studying and they go for it, and they make a difference in our society. And this is who Diana is. She makes a decision. She could stay in Themyscira. She can stay on Fantasy Island. She's royalty. She's the Queen's mother, right? The Queen's mother, the Queen's daughter, right? So she's got a really cushy life. It's a beautiful place. She can go for a swim whenever she wants. Nothing can change. Nothing has to change for her. She doesn't have to be a hero. She can remain there and everything's going to stay the same. But basically, Diana's an intelligent young woman. She pretty much knows that Ares is coming. Everybody has accepted Ares is coming, apart from the Queen, right? And so Diana says, I've got to go and help all these people who are dying, but I've also got to go out there and be proactive and stop him before he comes here. He's going to find us. You know, man's already found us. How long is it going to be until Ares, this great, intelligent, powerful god, is going to find us. And I like that, and I like how different. People always say to me, what's the difference between Wonder Woman and Superman, despite their gender differences? And that's it. Diana, it's a lot easier for Diana to say, I'm going to do this. Kal-El doesn't have that choice. Kal-El is a young boy. He's sent away. He's grown up. And then the fortress rises and he's told by the false ghost of his father. Let's call him a false ghost, right? Because that's how he pretty much is. But there's no false in the Superman DC universe, of course. And they said, this is your destiny. This is why I've sent you here. I want you to inspire these people. I want you to be their hero. And he does that. In any version, and that's including Man of Steel. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but it's true. And especially in Smallville, the TV show, it shows you that the reason he becomes a hero is because of the people and experiences he encounters in Smallville. The certain moral upbringing by Jonathan and Martha Kent. It's one of the reasons I love Smallville, and a lot of people love Smallville. It's that positive family unit. It doesn't mean they're positive parents and they're perfect. They can be selfish. They can worry about Clark's being discovered. Clark is saving them a lot of money in Smallville by doing all the work on the farm because of his abilities. And if they lose him, let's be honest, they'll be screwed. And not blatantly, you can see that commentary being made in Smallville, and I think that's very interesting to see Martha and Jonathan Kent's flaws. To see the Kent's flaws is very interesting. So Superman and Wonder Woman's destiny is very, very different. Their destiny is the same in terms of them becoming heroes and being positive influences on mankind or humanity. Should we say humanity, although humanity has man at the end of it as well, so the feminists are going to get triggered and snowflaked over that, but I can't help the words that were created before I was born. Maybe we'll create new kind of gender-friendly pronouns soon, because we're kind of heading there anyway, aren't we? But yeah, so they both decide to be heroes. So Diana arrives on Earth, and this is all new to her. Kal-El grows up on Earth, so he gets used to it. It was like my parents when they arrived in the UK. They got used to the UK way of life, didn't they? Because they got used to it. But in terms of Diana, she gets to Earth. It's all very different. Even though she arrives in World War I, it's a very different world to what we've got now. And I think that's going to be very interesting to see how she copes with 84. But in terms of 84, she's probably been there for a while. I mean, she's lived on Earth and she's evolved during time. So she's seen a lot of historical moments. It'd be interesting if Patty and Jeff Johns have kind of commentated on that aspect of the character and her being around for all these thousands of years, or not thousands, I mean, when was the First World War, whenever that was? So you're talking about what? 50 odd years, 60, maybe more? My maths is crap, right? But anyway, she's been on Earth a long time and she's seen many, many changes. Well, in terms of Superman, Superman is immortal, but in terms of the Reeve, we only saw him in 4 movies. We've seen Cavill in 3 movies, but he hasn't been around for so long. He's living, his lifespan is the same as ours at this moment in time. I would love to see a futuristic live-action Superman where he's been there for thousands of years and maybe he's seen so many bad things and maybe that is tiring him out, and have some interesting commentary there. I think that would be great in a movie. I don't know if they'll ever do that. But in terms of Diana, she's been around for a long time. She's lived for a long time. She's seen humanity evolve or devolve, whatever your opinion is. I think that humanity has devolved since olden times and First World Wars and, ancient Greece and things like that. I don't think we've evolved, even though we've got these gadgets and things like that. I still don't think the human race is in a great position in terms of morals and pureness and good heart. I think we've become worse because of everything we've got now. But that's just my opinion again. You may have a different one. But you've got these 2 heroes and they've had a different journey to doing the same thing. And it really is the same as us in our everyday lives. We always seem to judge people. How many times have I heard people say, I don't understand you. Why are you like that? Well, my experiences historically are different to yours. I had dyslexia. I had to go to a special school for learning for learning difficulties and things like that. You may have had an easy time of it at school. I was bullied at school. Maybe you were the cool kid. You've had it easier than me. So my personality is a little bit more defensive and aggressive and alpha male because that's the environment I grew up in, and I had to be that way to survive in my life. And this is the same with Diana and Clark Kent. They've both had different experiences. So where Clark's very meek and mild, even as Superman, because he was brought up by humble people, and he was taught to believe that being humble, being calm, being softly spoken and upstanding was a good thing. Where Diana's very robust, she's very passionate, she can be very aggressive, she says what she's going to do, and she does it. Superman isn't like that. So that's why I'd always find a romance or more of a friendship with Cavill and Gadot's characters very interesting within the DCEU. I think I'd like to see those two spend some time together, even if it's not romantic, and for them to learn from each other, because I think they're very, very two different characters, and I find the whole thing fascinating. But I want you to comment down below. What do you think about the comparisons between Wonder Woman and Superman? Have I clarified my position enough on Ava DuVernay now to get you to understand that it's not about race, it's not about gender, it's about getting the best person for the job? I hope I have, because I have nothing personal against her, or race-related against her, or gender-related against her. She simply isn't good enough to be making a DCEU movie. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. See you again soon.